While the company was spinning down the drain financially and they were dry of funds, a miraculous payment came from the co-owner of the Clippers, Dennis Wong, whose daughter was employed by Aspiration. The intermingling of these two entities, the Clippers, Aspiration, and Kawhi Leonard, is getting even stronger.
Frankly, never heard of the company Aspiration before, and I'd never heard a whiff of anything around an endorsement deal with Kawhi. When people talk about a smoking gun, that's obviously circumstantial. It means the gun is still smoking. It must have recently fired.
Kawhi Leonard just got exposed in the biggest NBA scandal since Tim Donaghy. Uncle Dennis's greed might have just destroyed everything. And when you hear what Pablo Torre uncovered, you'll understand why some people are calling for criminal charges.
He's the one in the middle of this. It's all about and over him, and I can guarantee you he couldn't give a about any of this that's happening. In the worst case scenario, if he is back on the free agent market, him and Uncle Dennis get to go to another team and ask to be environmentalists somewhere else. So it's like
maybe he could go to another city and he could teach them about climate change.
What's going on, NBA family? The Kawhi Leonard empire is crumbling before our eyes, and the receipts are devastating. Remember that $48 million no-show endorsement deal we exposed last time? That was nothing compared to what's coming out now. We're talking shell companies, secret payments, Steve Ballmer's dirty money, and Uncle Dennis operating like he's running the NBA's first crime family.
It's a web that is tightening around Steve Ballmer, and the fact that this payment came in of just under $2 million when Kawhi Leonard was due just under $2 million. If I'm the other owners, and if I'm a fan of the NBA, I look at the totality of this evidence presented at this point and just say, what else do I need to see? If Adam Silver does not come down with a very strong punishment and statement against Steve Ballmer and the Clippers, what this does is it gives a blueprint for all the other teams if they want to circumvent the cap. Here's how you do it.
Charles Barkley is disgusted. Brian Windhorst is connecting dots that lead straight to federal prison. And Pablo Torre? He just blew the lid off potentially the greatest fraud in NBA history. Before we expose everything, smash that subscribe button if you think Kawhi should be banned from the league.
Is that Aspiration granted Kawhi Leonard $20 million in stock in addition. This time, it was from Aspiration co-founder Joe Sandberg and Aspiration Growth Opportunities Partners, which is Sandberg's related venture capital fund. It's called AGO Partners.
Pablo Torre just dropped a nuclear bomb on Kawhi's career. Listen to this. Aspiration, a company that was literally dying, hemorrhaging money like a severed artery, somehow found $48 million to give Kawhi Leonard. Not for commercials, not for appearances, not for a single Instagram post. They paid him $28 million in cold hard cash and $20 million in worthless stock for absolutely nothing.
What the Clippers are accused of doing is everything that Adam has been trying to legislate against. A big market, deep-pocketed owner spending his way to success. And that's what this looks like.
But wait, it gets worse. This payment mysteriously appeared right after Steve Ballmer pumped $50 million into this failing company. You following this? Ballmer invests $50 million and boom, within weeks, $48 million flows to Kawhi.
If someone as wealthy as Steve Ballmer, who essentially has infinity money, right? Like his wallet is about as bulletproof as it gets. If someone like him would see a company like this that knows this underhanded deal that he was reportedly doing to funnel money to Kawhi Leonard away from the NBA's collective bargaining agreement and salary cap, wouldn't he just continue to pay to keep that company afloat? Why would he stop doing that? Was that what this $10 million was? Was it, as they were, as this article says, hemorrhaging cash? Would it make sense that Steve Ballmer would then inject another $10 million just to make sure that the deal with Kawhi doesn't come out?
Brian Windhorst went on ESPN and basically called this what it is: money laundering. When you follow the money trail, the timing is almost too perfect to be accidental. We're talking about payments that line up within weeks of each other.
These revelations that came out today had substantially less plausible deniability because of the amounts, because of the relationships involved. This one is going to be harder to explain.
Are you kidding me right now? This isn't just suspicious. This is criminal. And here's what nobody wants to admit. Was this Uncle Dennis's plan from day one? Did he look at the salary cap and say, we're getting our money one way or another? Dennis Wong. Remember that name, because this man might be the key to everything. This Aspiration co-owner randomly sends $1.99 million to some mystery company, and like magic, $1.75 million appears in Kawhi Leonard's bank account. The timing? Perfect. The explanation? They don't have one.
Yesterday, that Wong's investment in the company, minority owner in the Clippers, invested in Aspiration about $2 million, and then it was immediately followed by Kawhi Leonard getting his payment. His payment was not on time. Suddenly, the minority owner for the Clippers invests in Aspiration, $2 million, and $1.75 million winds up in Kawhi Leonard's hands.
But here's the bombshell everyone's missing. Wong's own daughter worked at Aspiration. She had access to the books. She knew the company was about to crash and burn. So riddle me this. Why would Daddy Wong authorize millions in payments to an NBA player unless this was all orchestrated from the jump?
Why was that? Why is he investing another $10 million into the company, particularly when it came as the Los Angeles-based company was hemorrhaging cash, laying off employees, and struggling to raise funds?
Charles Barkley went off when he heard this, and he didn't hold back. Man, this stinks worse than my golf game. You don't pay somebody $48 million to do nothing unless something else is going on. Come on now. Chuck's being nice. This isn't just something else going on. This is straight up corruption. Was this hush money to keep Kawhi quiet about illegal recruiting? A slush fund to circumvent the salary cap? Or was Uncle Dennis running such a sophisticated extortion scheme that he makes mob bosses look like amateurs?
Over 5 minutes to go. The Raptors turned once more to their own superstar. Here's Kawhi for the lay. Good!
Now we understand why Kawhi really left Toronto. Sources are spilling everything, and what they're saying will make Raptors fans sick. Uncle Dennis walked into those Toronto meetings with the exact same corrupt demands he made to the Clippers. The same backdoor payments, the same shell company schemes, the same pay us or we walk ultimatum. You know what Masai Ujiri said? Hell no. He wasn't about to risk the franchise for some under-the-table nonsense. But the Clippers? They sold their soul. Stephen A. Smith saw this coming. He warned us. When a player's camp starts making demands beyond basketball, that's when you know something ain't right. That's when the integrity of the game is at stake.
That's all anybody was asking for to begin with. And it's a damn shame that it took rookie all-stars showing up to invade the proceedings on a Sunday evening to get what they should have been giving us for years.
But here's the disgusting part that'll make you furious. Was the Toronto championship just leverage? Did Kawhi play his heart out, win Finals MVP, become a Canadian legend, all while Uncle Dennis was in the back room planning this financial heist? They played an entire country. They used that championship as a bargaining chip for dirty money. Let me break this down for the people in the back. What Kawhi and the Clippers allegedly did makes the Joe Smith scandal look like jaywalking. Joe Smith's under-the-table deal cost Minnesota 5 first-round picks and nearly destroyed the franchise. But at least that was just basketball stupidity. This is federal crime territory. By funneling money through Aspiration, they didn't just break NBA rules, they potentially committed wire fraud, money laundering, tax evasion, and conspiracy to defraud. We're not talking about losing draft picks anymore. We're talking about handcuffs. We're talking about Kawhi Leonard in an orange jumpsuit. We're talking about Steve Ballmer getting perp-walked out of his mansion. And don't even get me started on how this destroys competitive balance. Every team playing by the rules got screwed while the Clippers were running a criminal enterprise. Adam Silver's response to this scandal is pathetic, embarrassing, cowardly. Listen to this joke of a statement.
You know, when people talk about a smoking gun, that's obviously circumstantial. It means the gun is still smoking. It must have recently fired. I'd say in the case of the league, we and our investigators look at the totality of the evidence. So I think whether mere appearance, like just by the way those words read, I think as a matter of fundamental fairness, I would be reluctant to act if there was sort of a mere appearance of impropriety. I think that the goal of a full investigation is to find out if there really was impropriety.
Circumstantial? Adam, are you blind? The money trail is clearer than a high-definition TV. The timeline is more obvious than LeBron's hairline. This isn't circumstantial. This is a smoking gun with Kawhi's fingerprints all over it. You want to know the real reason Silver won't act? He's scared. Scared of losing a marquee player, scared of the lawsuit, scared of admitting the league let this happen under his watch. Meanwhile, Pablo Torre is doing the job Silver should be doing, uncovering payment dates that align perfectly with free agency decisions, shell companies with no purpose except moving dirty money, family members strategically placed like chess pieces, and a pattern of corruption that spans years. Steve Ballmer had the audacity to stand in front of cameras and lie to our faces.
It's also true I've made a bunch of bad business deals and investments in my life, and I've made some good ones. This was fraud and a bad investment, and I'm embarrassed by that. I'm mad, but I'm also sad that they're going through this as well as anything about the court documents on this. I haven't seen them, and I don't know. I'm not trying to be, I don't know. I really don't know. But
we're innocent. We've done nothing wrong. These payments were legitimate business investments. Legitimate? Steve, you think we're stupid? You invest $50 million in a dying company that immediately pays your star player $48 million for nothing? And you want us to believe that's legitimate business? My 5-year-old nephew could prosecute this case. Here's what really happened. Ballmer and Uncle Dennis had a deal. You wash the money through aspiration, we get our bag, everyone stays quiet. It was perfect until Pablo Torre started digging. Now Ballmer's about to learn what happens when billionaires think they're above the law. Let's talk about the real villain in this story, Uncle Dennis. This man has been a cancer on the NBA for years, operating in shadows, making threats, destroying franchises. But this time, he went too far. Sources are now revealing Uncle Dennis's exact playbook. He demanded money without any appearances required. Just straight cash for Kawhi doing absolutely nothing. The same demands he made to Toronto that got rejected were allegedly fulfilled by the desperate Clippers through these shell companies. He viewed this as getting even with the league. After years of max contracts that apparently weren't enough for his greed, he decided to take matters into his own hands. Pay us through the back door for nothing, or we don't play for you. That was the message. That's not negotiation. That's extortion. If you're as disgusted as I am, type "Arrest Uncle Dennis" in the comments right now. The NBA needs to see that fans won't tolerate this corruption. Think about what this means. Every team that lost out on Kawhi was playing by the rules while Uncle Dennis was running a blackmail operation. The Lakers, the Raptors, every franchise that refused to break the law got punished for having integrity. Clippers fans are rioting online. They're done with Kawhi. Listen to what they're saying. "We gave up our future for a criminal." One fan's tweet went mega viral, and it's brutal. "We mortgaged everything for this fraud." Paul George left because he knew. "We have no picks, no future, and our superstar is about to be in federal prison." Kawhi Leonard is dead to Los Angeles. But this is bigger than just angry Clippers fans. This scandal destroys the integrity of the 2019 free agency, where teams thought they had a chance, but were really bidding against illegal money. It questions the legitimacy of every game the Clippers won with their bought roster. It exposes how the salary cap is a joke if you're willing to break the law, and it obliterates any trust fans had in superstar players. Kawhi went from Finals MVP to potentially the most hated player in NBA history, from boardman gets paid to boardman gets indicted. When this house of cards collapses, and it will collapse, the destruction will be biblical. We're looking at Kawhi's contract being voided immediately, saving the Clippers $150 million they never should have paid. The Clippers losing every first-round pick until 2030 as punishment. Steve Ballmer facing federal investigation and possible prison time. Uncle Dennis being banned from every NBA arena for life, and a complete FBI investigation into every major free agency signing. But here's the terrifying question nobody wants to ask. How many other superstars are doing this right now? Is Kawhi just the idiot who got caught? How many owners are washing money through fake companies? How many Uncle Dennises are out there running the same con? This could bring down the entire league. Kawhi Leonard had it all. 2 championships that now look tainted. 2 Finals MVPs that feel stolen. A reputation as a silent assassin that's been exposed as a silent thief. All because Uncle Dennis's greed couldn't be satisfied with legal money. The evidence is overwhelming. The timeline is damning. The payments are documented. The only question left is whether Adam Silver has the balls to do what needs to be done, or if he'll protect his precious product while the FBI does his job for him. This isn't about basketball anymore. This is about justice. This is about whether billionaires and superstars can buy their way around the rules while everyone else suffers. Kawhi Leonard's legacy is destroyed. His reputation is in ashes. And if there's any justice in this world, his next jersey will have numbers on the front and back, because that's what they give you in federal prison. Is Kawhi guilty? Hell yes. Should his contract be voided? Immediately. Should criminal charges be filed? Yesterday. Drop your verdict in the comments. This story is about to explode, and when the FBI raids start, when the handcuffs come out, when the truth finally destroys these criminals, you'll hear it here first. Hit that notification bell like Uncle Dennis hit the salary cap illegally, but effectively, because this scandal is just getting started and the ending will be legendary. Until next time, NBA family, keep your money clean and your conscience cleaner, because the feds are watching, and Kawhi Leonard just learned that the hard way.